What's going on, fellas? This is Sir Studmuffin, leader of Affliction, and today we're going to be talking about an interesting topic. Now, just because I'm uploading video back to back, I wouldn't necessarily expect for a daily video, but I enjoy making videos for the most part right now. I think, with the smaller clan right now, it's a little easier to manage. We did win our war yesterday, if you didn't know. Let's see. We ended up 25-24. I think basically they just had two bully attacks, and they didn't use an attack or something like that, but pulled out the win. That's kind of what matters, regardless of how you get it. So for our first war, I said we did okay. I think we can definitely do better. Just give you a brief update on the clan. You can see. We're getting some Town Hall 9s in here, a little Town Hall 8 action, and some guys from Untamed Dragons, actually, so we know they're pretty solid. But today, we're going to be talking about how to start a clan, because I think it's a topic several of you might be interested in, whether you want to lead a clan or not. And, there's some tips and tricks that I've learned throughout the years. Well, months, I guess. But I want to start off with kind of a story. It's a little interesting, and I'm sorry, this is going to be a video. You could almost make it a podcast. I would say just, sit back, turn it on, and listen. No need to really watch the screen or anything like that. I won't make it black. I might show a little bit of things here and there, but I won't be showing any replays in the back. I apologize for that, and maybe in the future I might do that, but I just don't have replays right now to show. Anyhow, so I won't say who the clan is out of respect. I said that I would do this anonymously, and I think this is an interesting story to tell. I think it's a controversial topic, and I think it's an interesting idea. So we'll just say a friend of mine, he decided that he wanted to have a good record, and I totally get that. Most people, especially from Affliction or other good clans, want a good record, right? You want to be winning, and that looks good. So what he did is he has one clan right now, and that clan is just warring. They don't really care about the record per se. Maybe, maybe not. I don't necessarily know, but they have a clan right now. And what they did is they have another clan. We'll just call it a sister clan, feeder clan, whatever you want to call it. I think the best word, though, is a transitional clan, because what they're doing there, they're having large wars with low guys. So essentially, maybe a 30 to 35, maybe a 40 war, but you're doing it with all Town Hall 3 4s that kind of know how to attack, but kind of not. So what you can do is essentially rack up your wins. And I won't say how many wins that right now. They have a decent amount of wins. So the plan is to go from this clan that he's working with to this other clan, and he controls both of them per se. But he's only going to take a few people, and then when he tries to recruit for this other clan later on, they're obviously going to kick most of the Town Hall 3s or whatever they are, and then they have a record, and it's easier to recruit, right? So here's the thing that I would say in regards to that, and that's just the first thing. That's one idea that you could have in starting a clan, because the first thing is recruitment, obviously. It's very hard to recruit in Clash of Clans. It's hard because there are so many different clans out there. And so what you need to think about is how you can distance yourself from the pack, or maybe a better way to say it is have people join your clan. Why would they want to join your clan? What makes your clan better? If you don't have a record, there's not a whole lot of incentive, right? So that's basically, the idea there. What do I think about it? Well, as you can guess, and as you probably know, I've started a few clans here and there. I have two clans. Well, all under Affliction, but I've kind of restarted Affliction here and there. I've had notable records, I would say. I've made two very strong record clans early on. A 20-1 clan, which for me and for the level of experience we had, that was very good, right? And then obviously our last clan was around 53-2, and I've had interim clans, and I'll get into a video about that in the future, but not necessarily now. But they serve a purpose. Not all the time do you want to push for a really hardcore record. So I've always done kind of my clans in a legit manner. My record's legit. There's nothing crazy about it. Nothing I've done to kind of cheat the system a little bit. Personally, I feel like this is cheating the system a little bit, but I think it's interesting. And I can understand that because when you start a clan, as I was saying, it's hard to recruit. So if you don't have a record, how can you best recruit? This is probably not the way I would do it, though. The way that the story, I wouldn't do it like that. Because, number one, it's not really legit. You haven't earned the record, really, with your clan. Number two, for however long, people will easily see that you're going from a 30 war to 10 war. And if you have 30 people you're bringing along and you're not hitting as efficiently or as high of war stars, they'll say, what happened? How did you drop off? I mean, you can't just have a huge drop off and not have questions about it. Or if you go from, let's say, a 30 to a 10 war, they're going to say, what happened, everyone? Did you kick them? That doesn't make any sense because you're winning these wars. Why would you kick people? So there's obviously going to be a lot of questions around that. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't think that's exactly the best way to do it, but I totally get it. I understand, you can say you're an 11-0 clan and people will be drawn to that record. But what you need to understand is that isn't necessarily something that other clans do, and that's something that I learned from going to other clans. They don't really care about the record per se, especially in the beginning. For example, not necessarily trying to call these clans out, but a clan like War Whales, right? War Whales is a fairly well-known clan. They've been on One Hive. I think it was the Elite Eights episode or Hitchhiker, one of the two. They were on an episode of that, and I want to say they have around 160 wins now, but they have about 40 losses. What you need to understand, though, is that 25 to 30 of those losses were in an early stage. And I'd say in the past, let's just say, I don't totally know the actual record early on, but let's just say they started off 30-20 or something like that, which isn't good. But that's how they started. And then they obviously changed a bunch of things around, had leadership come in, and now they have 160 wins, and they're hitting fairly decently in war. So a lot of people are drawn to that. What they like to see... Oh, I was inactive on Clash. So anyhow, what they like to see is that they don't necessarily care about the record, because most people don't even know how to look up the record. They want to see what you've done in the past, few wars, the recent wars. For me personally, I'm a very competitive person, so the record is a sign of good leadership, strong war mentality, organization, etc. And that's just kind of like a personal thing for me, keeping a 10-1 ratio, whatever it is. And, I'm sure most people can understand it's hard to keep a good record, and so people can kind of respect that. But other clans like War Whales, Untamed, Dragons, I think had around 40 losses. I want to say a lot of clans have now, since they've been around for so long and have kind of fought through, they have around 150, 200, at least 100 plus wins. They have losses, but they're early on, and so if you look at their past, few 50, 100 wars, they're excellent. So a lot of people want to join that because that's all they can see. Most people don't know to look at warclans.com to look at the actual record, but in the long run, decision when you want to join a clan, what they did in the past doesn't necessarily matter to you. So record only plays a little bit of part in recruiting. The first things that you need to understand when you start a clan, you have to understand where you're at. When I first started Affliction, and we'll get into a little history lesson here, I was doing competitive Call of Duty, and one of the guys that was in my organization that I had created, also called Affliction, was a Clash player and just wanted to get a Clash. This was like a public gaming community. If you know Call of Duty, there's a lot of clans like that, and we made one like that. And they wanted us to make Clash of Clans just because it's fun. So I said, okay, and that's how I started Clash of Clans, from a public gaming community type deal that we created. And once I quit competitive Call of Duty, I was immediately taken by the level of strategy, organization, the wars, all these different stuff with Clash of Clans. And so that was really interesting to me. So that's how I kind of started, to where I knew people, and then we also added on people from in real life that I knew, friends that were decent at the game that could teach me a little bit. We obviously had our public recruitments from Global. There wasn't really any forum recruiting at that time. I want to say it was about a year and a half ago, so there might have been a little bit, but I didn't know about it. I just started the game, and so I just kind of played, and I think I rushed my town hall a little bit, and I just didn't know what to do, and we weren't very serious. I think our first clan that we started, we had a pretty decent record. I want to say, though, it ended in like 8-3, and then we said, you know what? After that third loss, we said we want to take this a little bit more seriously. We just got wrecked by an all-dragon clan at like Town Hall 7, and that was crazy to me because I'd never seen that. So what we did then is we made another clan, and that clan ended up 20-1, and we were a Town Hall 7 to Town Hall 8 clan, and the elders and co-leaders and whatnot were some of the serious guys from the old clan. And that's how we honestly got our record, or a large part of it, because we already had, let's just say, 10 to 12 people in the clan that kind of knew what they were doing or had more of a serious mindset. The wars weren't necessarily hard because they're Town Hall 7 to Town Hall 8, and so we were able to pick up a good amount of war wins, and that was just the first clan that we had. Now, the way that we lost in that clan, and what I learned early on, is that the Town Hall 9s, Town Hall 10s, because we did have Town Hall 9s and 10s, we talked about the ratios a little bit for Town Halls, but for the most part, it was Town Hall 8 heavy, I would say. And when we would lose wars, or when we lost that war, when we got a really close war, it would always be the Town Hall 9s and Town Hall 10s that we had to depend on. And if, when we did lose that war, we lost because the Town Hall 9s and 10s weren't able to do their job. And as a Town Hall 8, there was nothing that I could do about it. So that was very frustrating to me, because when you're the leader of the clan, you want to kind of try and be the best leader of the clan. At least that's in my personality. You want to be the best attacker in the clan, the best person you can be to set a good example. And when there's nothing you can do about it, I'm a Town Hall 8, there's no way I can hit a Town Hall 10, right? So that was very frustrating for me. That's kind of the first lesson I would say, though, is understanding where you are in respect to your clan. The most successful clan I've had, as most of you know, ended up around, I want to say, 53-2. And the way that I modeled that clan was I was one of the highest members in the clan. I was the Town Hall 9, and we were Town Hall 8 heavy for a long time. And so if people had any questions, I could answer them because I knew what I was doing. and I didn't have any Town Hall 10s in the clan because I couldn't hit them. So if it came down to a close war, now this would put pressure on you, of course, but I put the pressure on myself to become a strong attacker to where I'm not in any way dependent on another person, really, for those high attacks. And if our guys can attack those, I can. So that makes me want to be a better attacker, made me push to do practice attacks, made me push to learn new strategies, go on YouTube, and stuff like that. Now I digress a little bit, but back to the main point of starting the clan. What you need in starting the clan is a good foundation. Town Hall 6s, 7s, 8s, it's hard to start a really good clan when you're at that skill level or at that stage because you don't understand enough about the game. And that's something I learned very early on is in that case you have to rely on other people to learn how to attack, how to lead, and for the most part for me it was YouTube videos. One Hive, I think early on Galadon even, Daddy, I watched some of the YouTubers, and that's how and that's how I learned, what to do. So, fast forward to the Town Hall 9 clan, I had my interim clan periods, and like I said, I'll talk about that in a different video, but the bottom line is when I started that next clan, I for the most part had some members that I had been with for a while that I could depend on. That made things a lot easier, and that's one of the first things that you really need to make sure. When you start a new clan, it's very difficult to go into it cold, meaning you don't have any leadership, any help, anything like that whatsoever. I tried to do that with some of the old Affliction guys, and they just weren't as into it anymore and weren't as serious as I was, and that made it difficult, and they couldn't recruit as well, and they didn't necessarily know as much, and that's totally fine. I have no fault to that, but I tried it, and you just can't do it all as a leader. That's another important thing to understand. You need to have help, and that's definitely something that I am getting with this new clan, and that's something that I had in the old clan. I was able to have, let's just say, 4 to 5 members that turn into elders and co-leaders that could help you recruit, that could help market the clan in any way they can, that could teach other people what to do without you having to teach everyone yourself. Now for the most part you're going to have to do that at the beginning, more than likely if you're a high level member, but that also let me have a large pull as a leader, having people kind of respect me as an attacker, even though I would say I was a decent attacker when I started that old clan, but not nearly as good as I am today, just because I've learned a lot more. Just to let you know, I did start that old clan as a Town Hall 9, if I hadn't said that yet. But I had a little bit to work with, and that's kind of very important as a leader. When you are recruiting, nowadays, I totally would suggest Norse Global Chat, and that's honestly one of the biggest ways that we're recruiting. I also, of course, know people, and so it's going to be a little bit easier to recruit in that way. But for recruitment, obviously the different ways to recruit, you can go on the Supercell forums, you can go on the Clash of Clans Builder forums, you can go on the Reddit forums, and there might be other forums you can go on. The problem with the forums, and let's say the first 10, 15, 20, maybe even 50 wins that you have, most people don't want to join a clan that's just starting off when they're super serious. The only way they'll do that is if they have some sort of leadership role. It's like the common sense, but that's just something that you want to understand. Now, in this clan, just going here, and I'll talk about my clan real quick. If you look at my clan, you can just see right now how many Town Hall 9s we have. Now, if you look at the Town Hall 9s, K-Town, Sizz, King Rick, Liam, Arctic Rush, those five guys right there were all in a clan. And so that's how we got them. It was not a merge in any way. I started the clan with Sizz and Liam, and then they recruited a friend, and then they recruited another friend, and slowly but surely in the span of a few days or so, that's how we got some solid attackers, solid members. And then as a result, with some higher level members and a win, we're able to get people like Thomas and Good Cat, and I think Danny's a friend of theirs as well. Um, and we also have a few kind of lower guys just from Norse Global Chat. So, that's kind of what happens when you recruit early on, because you know someone and they might know someone, and so that's how you can assure you can get loyal members. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this first video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any other ideas for this series, I guess we'll call it. I'll just call it a leadership series, or kind of my opinion to leadership. That's the first video, talking about starting a new clan, establishing elders, co-leaders from loyal members, kind of how to start and some different ways that I started, and hopefully my experience can help you guys. Now I'll get into a later video about some of my interim clan periods and what that did, some of my organizational things, and the different ways to organize a clan depending on the level of seriousness in the clan. Maybe different strategies and motivations and whatnot. So there's obviously a lot of different things, but I think for the sake of that member or that friend of mine, I thought it might be important for them to hear this. And maybe for some of you guys, you can understand it as well. So, like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a great day. Clash on. Peace out.